Hello, everyone. Welcome to Geekonomics. We're back. It's another week. It's another show. It's a Thursday edition of the podcast. I think it's the first time we ever recorded a show on a Thursday.
Yeah, usually we get this far into the week, we give up.
Yes.
We generally just say, it's a wash.
Yeah.
But because we have Backlash coming out this Saturday.
We do have picks we have to do, so that's why.
Picks. This is the beginning. You know, people tune in and listen to us. We are going to be talking about WWE from now and for the foreseeable future.
Bryon is addicted. Bryon is in.
It's my favorite thing.
He's a full-on wrestling fiend.
He's
actually more of a fan than I am at this point,
No.
which is surprising. No, but I mean, like, you're like that, like, fan, where I'm more of like a
low-key
analyst, I will say.
Yeah. But, Mark.
Low-key, name of a wrestler.
Mark, I have to tell you. I look forward to watching it every week. And I'm glad I'm watching SmackDown. I look forward to watching both. And this is going to be this dumbest thing. I'm going to say it out loud. I hadn't watched Raw until Wednesday.
Yes.
But my brain was so used to watching Raw either Monday or Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
I actually woke up Wednesday having a dream about wrestling.
See? Now that means you're a fan.
And you know what's the first phrase that was running through my brain when I woke up, and I was so embarrassed by it?
Tiffy time?
Yes!
Yeah!
Because I know you're a fan of Tiffy. You're a fan of Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, God.
You're full-on Tiffy time.
Full-on Tiffy time.
I'm surprised you haven't gotten a shirt yet.
I'm not. I'm more of a Becky Lynch fan than a Tiffy time. I'm not getting a Tiffy time shirt.
You should be your SmackDown wrestler.
Huh?
You're Raw wrestler and you're SmackDown wrestler.
I know. I was like, why do I have the word Tiffy time stuck in my head?
Well, because she was at Raw.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's been everywhere.
Yeah. Her clothes never show up, but she's always there on time.
Well, her
clothes are always a little hours late.
Ever since that incident, she's been, they're making sure the girls are staying in place.
Are staying where they're supposed to be. It's a tag team that is not being drafted.
Yeah. So anyway, we got a lot to talk about.
We do.
But before we get into wrestling and Backlash and all that stuff.
Yes.
This past weekend.
Yes.
I saw you and the family.
Yes.
Tell everybody what happened. What went down?
We built a playscape, or we attempted to build a playscape at my mom's church.
You did?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Okay, you attempted.
It was an attempt.
Tell them what happened, Mark.
I got a really bad sunburn.
Well, your neck was super red.
Oh, my arms were bad too.
You were out there for a long time.
Out there for 6 hours.
Yeah.
I suntanned before I left the house, and forgot to put it back on again afterwards. And I was a.
What was also in your toolbox, Mark?
Tools.
Tools. Oh,
Bolts.
No, yeah, the bolts that we were looking for at the end of the night.
Are you kidding me?
We're in my pocket. I said they're in my toolbox. They were in my pocket the whole time.
Oh my god! Wow.
Remember
you got to tell everybody the whole time.
Because when we were building the rock climbing wall.
Yes.
They were in with that stuff.
Yep.
So we were gonna we had the mounts to attach it.
Yeah.
But then we ended up somehow losing another piece, which ended up being there in the back of the truck that was in.
Yeah.
So it kind of just snowballed. There was too many chefs.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
But the funny part is, those bolts.
Not many pigs in the swill.
They had to go out and look for something, and then things were missing.
So they ended up
and the whole time they were in your pants.
So yeah, so they're at my house still. So I don't know if they still need them, but if they do, I have them still.
Well, I think they put everything on.
Well, they didn't put the rock wall on because I don't know. I thought Mark Parlapiano was going to go back and do.
Yeah,
that.
I don't know if they put it on Sunday.
Yeah.
But that's the only piece left was those bolts.
Yeah.
For the rock wall.
Well, there was other stuff too that wasn't done correctly.
Well, now we all know.
There was nothing else missing.
Yeah.
No, there was other pieces that weren't done correctly because they didn't have the right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, don't say
No,
like
Mark, no.
There was definitely.
Let's not do this on the air. Let's not do this on the air.
There's tons of other things like the other accessory pieces that hadn't been put on yet. So I'm saying it's not.
Oh, no, yeah, the
flag.
telescopes
and the
flags.
Kelly was not a fan of the flags. We wanted to put the flags on. She wouldn't let us put the flags on.
Anyway, but you know what? Let's not focus on the funny stuff.
We built
was
a
great
playscape
thing you guys did
at the church.
Right.
I feel like we should do like a dedication ceremony for it or something. But
I think we're gonna do that when we actually get the plaque that goes on it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That makes more sense.
It's done.
Like a ribbon cutting situation.
Ceremonial with the plaque.
Yeah.
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 It's very nice.
But yeah, so we did that on Saturday. And then Sunday,
Did nothing?
Started playing Fallout 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how far did you...
I don't know.
Well, there is a story in that.
There is a story, but it branches off into a lot of different random directions that you can go on.
You have to go to
And
the
it
the
reminds me of
science-
Red Dead Redemption.
Right. It's
And I'm doing a lot of that. I'm doing a lot of the side things.
Yes.
Like I just finished the police station mission. And now I'm going to another town, village,
Right.
whatever they call it, to
find Fenway?
investigate. I haven't gone that far yet.
Oh, wait till you
I'm
find
still
Fenway.
very early on, I think.
Okay.
I started building Sanctuary,
Yep.
and that's like, that absorbs most of my time.
Yes.
It's just,
You can get caught in building. You can get caught in a lot of things.
as Megan Trainor used to say, I'm all about that base.
Yes.
So
and wait till you get the mechs from the Brotherhood of Steel.
I have one.
You do?
Yes, I got that. I got that part.
Just like the show, you got to have the fuse.
Yeah.
To make
so
it
it's
work.
a lot of me just like stealing fusion cores from
Yes,
places.
fusion cores, baby.
So it's a lot of what I do.
Right.
More about, and it's like I've gotten to the point. Kind of like when I drive my car, I had to like decide if it's worth bringing the mech with me or if it's worth just,
Right.
walking there first
Yeah.
and establishing the fact that I've gotten there, that I can fast travel,
Yes.
and then fast traveling back to where my mech is, then bringing my mech.
Time management.
Yeah, because fusion core management. You know, like
Yes.
run out of juice. I did that once in one thing, and I had to like leave it somewhere, and then I had
Right.
to go find a fusion core,
And come back.
go back and refind it again. and
Because
then
once you
plug it
find
in.
one, you don't want to lose it.
Yeah, because that was the first. The first mission was at the car plant. Is where I ran out of juice
And you can join.
in the middle of the mission.
You
It's
can
like-
join the Brotherhood of Steel.
I know they keep trying to get me to join.
Or you can join the Underground Railroad people,
I'm a Minuteman.
the Minutemen.
I'm on that.
Okay, I think I joined the Minutemen too.
Yeah.
I never joined. Now, do your best. This is my own advice to you. Whatever faction you might meet, do your best to play in the middle.
Yeah.
Because if you push
Skew
one too far,
it gets
they're going to
difficult.
attack you.
Yeah.
And then if you go in certain areas,
Yeah.
it's just going to be a war.
I just came across my first super mutants.
Yes.
And I was like, run! That's all I could hear in
Yes.
my head. Run. I just did that. Like running around that police station.
Right.
Trying to hide inside the police station to reset it
That
so they would go away.
Yeah, that game is it's all about the journey.
Yeah.
You'll get to where you're going eventually, but it's all the stuff you do in the middle.
Yeah, I
It's
have like
your own
3
story.
different quests like in the process that I could
Right.
do.
Yeah.
It seems like every time you talk to somebody, it's like, hey, help me with this. Or help me.
Right.
It's like, don't you people have, like, other people can
No.
do stuff?
Only you.
It's like, why am I the only guy that's able to do things?
When
There's
did you
literally a guy that I'm literally just walking around with a guy that has a suit on. He can help you too.
You get companions too.
Yes.
You get Meat Dog.
Yeah, I got the dog. I got the robot. I got
There's a woman
the guy with the
can
laser
romance.
gun.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to the woman yet.
You can romance.
I still
her.
carry on my wedding ring. I'm not gonna, it's still too new. It's still too raw.
You could go to when you go to Boston Harbor, you will run into the crabs, and
I ran into a crab in the
horrible, hard
the,
to beat.
I ran into a soft shell one in the sewers.
Oh, the big.
Yeah, the green thing.
Yeah.
I ran into one of those in the sewers.
Yeah, they're tough.
I killed it.
You
I
did.
squashed it like a bug.
You like the VAT system? You could slow down and target things.
I didn't get that yet.
You haven't done the VAT system?
I haven't figured that out yet. I'm still a lot of just figuring out things for me still.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, the VAT system. You hold one of the buttons, it will slow down time, and you actually can pick out parts of what you want to shoot on someone.
Oh, okay.
So you can like take off their arm, take off their leg. Shoot them in the head.
I've found I enjoy using the sledgehammer as
Oh.
opposed to guns. And it's like bashing things in the head, especially the raiders,
Yes.
because you don't hear. There's no like noise with that.
No. So they'll never know you're coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just blast them with a sledgehammer.
And now you
Because
like
the first time I did that was the city outside, well, the car factory.
Mhm.
I did that, and then the city, the co-op. That's all the ghouls that they've all died.
Yes.
You have to kill all the ghouls. That was my first ghoul experience, and that was terrifying.
I think you can get a ghoul for a companion too.
Yeah,
He's pretty
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
He's
But-
he's like an old noir detective.
Yes.
You might meet him.
Isn't he
in
what's
Fenway.
based off the ghouls on the shows based off of that kind of?
No, he's like a cop detective from
Yeah.
the 50s, but
Gotcha.
he's very. I think you might be helping him when you Fenway.
All right.
He has a.
Yeah, I'm still out in the outskirts. Still, I'm not
Okay.
gotten into the downtown area yet.
Yeah, wait to get to that.
Is that
stuff.
Diamond City? Is that what that
Yes,
is?
that's
Okay.
Diamond City, and you actually can run the bases.
Yeah, 'cause
there's
that's
like
where
a mini
your
baseball
son
field.
supposedly is, or
Yes.
possibly is.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten down that far yet. That's my after. I'm assuming after this next thing, that's where I'm heading next. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I like it. It's a cool game. I'm kind of surprised it took me this long to find it.
Well, it's not a game. I mean, it's Fallout 4 is the only Fallout game I ever played, and I had a lot
Yeah.
of fun with it. But yeah, it's like
I dabbled in 76, but that seems too.
it's too online.
Yes.
It's too that there is no real ending. It will just keep
Yeah.
going on forever.
And also too like just no. I need a story.
right. Me too. I need a story. I
Yeah.
can't just do things
Yeah,
endlessly.
I'm not an open world guy.
Yeah. I need a purpose.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need a destination. I need
Yes.
choices.
And I think I kind of feel like that should take us right into I finished Fallout.
Yes, I was
I
trying to see. I was setting you up.
We could segue into
Yes, segue.
We finished.
Whatever that noise is. Segue.
You should get a graphic that has us
segue,
riding a
just going
Segway around. And
Things we would never do, right? It's like
No.
so anyway, I
don't know what you're saying no for. I'm the one's gonna have to figure out how to put that into the show. You don't have to do anything about it.
we finished Fallout last night,
Turn your mic off. It's just air conditioner noise going on in here right now.
Josh.
Turn
What?
your mic off.
Turn your mic off.
When you're not talking,
When you're
turn
not
your mic
talking,
off.
turn it off. We can just.
I
hear it.
am. I'm muting.
No, but
There
yeah,
you go,
There
much
you go.
better.
Before that, it was just air conditioner noise just going on.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
We finished Fallout last night.
Yes,
Now,
you and Allison.
Allison.
I had already seen it.
Yes. It was
The show.
the show. I feel like the show would have been perfect for week to week. I understand why they did what they did.
Oh no, it wouldn't have.
No, because there's mysteries every week, and I think it really
No.
would generate a lot of discussion.
No.
Yeah, and I bet you,
I totally disagree with you.
just like The Boys,
It's meant to be binged.
well. Here's my prediction. The Boys had the same thing. First season was dumped all at once. Second season went week to week, and people were pissed.
Yeah.
But ever since then, they've gone week to week because
Yeah.
they know it's a hit. I bet you Fallout Season 2 goes week to week. Because
I feel like-
I'm watching every episode going, man, I want a week to talk about this.
Well, I feel like the reason why they did it this way for the first season
Because they didn't know it was going to be a hit.
wasn't gonna be good. They weren't sure it was gonna be good, but also this season was written in a way that if you had to wait a whole week, it would have been too much, and I would have just not been able to handle it and just not watched it, and would have waited until it was all out and then watched it.
I know, but that's a choice you could have. I mean,
So
I'm
I was
just
glad it all
saying,
came out at once because
I'm just saying it would have kept the conversation going because every episode
oh, it's still
ended.
going. Like I've not heard people stop talking about the show.
I agree. But I just feel like to me, it felt like, oh man, this is a great show. Like, because I want to talk about.
You're saying
Some
like
of
at
the
least
mysteries.
a guaranteed 2 months of talking about it,
Oh,
as
yeah.
opposed to
1 weekend, 2 weekends.
well, it's been almost a month now. That's
Yeah.
been out. You're the one that's taking forever. Oh, Matt Ryan.
So anyway, we finished it. We had a great time. I think the show increasingly got better.
I'm
Is
just gonna
that-
text him, let him know I'm doing the podcast. Or doesn't think I'm ignoring him.
I'm sure he doesn't think that.
Well, I don't like hanging up on people that letting them know what's going on.
All right. So anyway, Fallout, fantastic. I think the show just got better and better. The first episode we watched, and I was like, yeah, it was good. And then, like, by the end of the series, I was like, man, they really brought everything together. I don't want to ruin anything for people who are in the middle of watching it or hasn't watched it, but
I mean, 90% of the country has already seen it. I think you were one of the last people that hadn't seen it yet.
it's still the number one
Oh, I
show
know,
on
yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah.
So people are still watching.
Yeah, I know.
But
I'm picking on you.
I
You take forever.
highly recommend everybody to watch it, even if you've never played the game. And I think, just like Mark, it might make you want to play the game.
Yes.
And I also, coming out of someone who's only played that one game, I could say, I'm like, man, Fallout's not about the characters, because Fallout can be anything. But man, they nailed the look, the feel, the costumes,
It's
everything.
the world building.
Everything in this show, they nailed.
And they left a lot, like, now that I've played the game, like, not totally, but I'm in the game, I can say they've definitely left a lot left on the table that they could dive into.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Because you haven't learned a lot about a lot of the other factions and a lot of the other things that are out there. So there's a lot that could still be tapped into.
Well, it ends. It's a satisfying ending, but it's an open ending for season 2.
Yes,
they lead to a season. They're
Lead
leading to
game,
something
just
else,
like a regular game would do.
Right. So it's very, man. I think this is right up there with The Last of Us. This kind of Twisted Metal, surprisingly, was a lot of fun.
Which I feel like people haven't given enough, because it's on Peacock and it's not it was never really hugely talked about.
It's getting season 2,
but
so
I think if you like video game shows, a la Last of Us, even Fallout, that kind of thing, the Twisted Metal.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
For a game that really has no story,
right?
They give it a story that is really worth, to the point where I was even I would play that game.
Well, PlayStation was very smart because they actually put Twisted Metal 1 and 2 backwards compatible on PlayStation 5.
No,
4.
exactly. But I would even still but I would play that game that they based the story that they did for the show.
Yeah,
I would play that game.
Yeah,
it's very Fallout-esque.
Yeah,
which is kind of funny because that came out before Fallout did.
Yeah,
but it's that kind of story basically. It's that kind of apocalypse story.
Post-apocalyptic story. I think what the Fallout show does that the game doesn't do, which is really cool, is they really delved into the lives of the Vault Dwellers.
Yes,
that's something that games do not do. The game, you can get that by reading notes and by reading stuff.
Yeah, it touches on it here and there, but not deep.
Nothing fleshed out like it is. And I think they did.
And they gave
a
lot of more lore to the world.
Yeah.
Than you're given in the game.
Yes.
What I've understood.
Also, having the 3 vaults connected and there being some synergy there, that's something that's not part of the games.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting take and what they're doing with that. And it all comes together at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And Walter Goggins as the ghoul,
yes,
his character, by the end of it, is
amazing.
He's an awesome character.
He doesn't win an Emmy for it, and there's no justice in the world because it's literally one of the best jobs ever.
He's fantastic.
He is amazing.
Yes. His story arc, because they flash back to him being a human.
Yes.
Is really well done.
Yeah.
And
intertwining the stories of all the characters together, so they all have touched each other's lives in different ways and not knowing about it.
Yeah. I will say, it was funny. The whole show looked amazing, but and this is not a knock. This is I'm just saying. Notice this. When they did the de-aging of Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad.
It was bad.
And it was
I think it was meant to be bad.
Well, it was glaringly bad. Yeah. But I'm like, man, the whole show looks amazing. And then when they did the de-aging, I'm like, he looks like his head sunk in. It's very bizarre. And I get it. It
looks like the first time they did it in Marvel with
Patrick Stewart,
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
in I think it was one of the Civil War where they did it in that.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Yeah,
it was bad.
That was the barf, right? The thing where he was at MIT. That's set up the thing with what's his face?
Winter Soldier.
No, didn't they de-age him in the barf because he was with his parents at MIT and he was with the glasses?
That's when he's playing in the Robert Downey Jr. is showing a thing in the beginning.
Yes,
he's showing augmented reality stuff.
That looked really good.
Yeah. And it was kind of hokey, but
that set up the whole thing with that other was it Hammer or somebody?
And
Mysterio.
He stole his
technology. No, it's the Spider-Man thing because he stole his technology for
Mysterio.
Yeah, Mysterio. That's the barf, and he got mad because they called it barf.
They called it barf.
Made a stupid name.
Oh.
Every time you said barf, though, I was like, "What is barf?"
Yeah, you're talking about Spaceballs. That's what my brain went. I was just trying to. I just mentioned it. I wasn't asking for a whole dissertation about it. But that's okay.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm not saying it was just kind of took me out for a second. I'm like, wow, that's really not that great. The show is amazing.
Yes. But if you like Fallout,
your
next thing in line has got to be Shogun.
I told Allison that. I said we're jumping into Shogun this weekend.
Oh my goodness. The series finale of that.
I heard.
Wowzers.
Shogun's next on our list.
Wowzers.
I'm currently watching
Literally
a lot of shows.
a show. Doesn't happen often. A show that I found out was a book, and now I'm kind of wanting to get into the book and read the book
Oh, nice.
because it's
That good.
that good.
Yeah. Yeah. Even in our
And like
group
I thought it was
chat.
like a series. I thought it was like there was more of them, or it
No.
was like going to keep going.
Well, this
And I was
story's
like, oh, that's
done.
it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's perfect. I like a one and done.
I know, but I was like, it's that good that you like want more to like learn how the rest of it happens, like what goes on. But then like you find out like the book series like takes place in like years differences, like hundreds of years differences in each story.
Oh, so
But it's
they're
still
like,
the same like ancestry.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So Fallout, Mark.
Fallout.
What is your rating?
All right.
I can give you mine, or you want to
Hold on to your butts.
Where you go?
I'm giving it a 10.
Wow.
It was literally the best show I've seen in a long time. Like a show that, especially since I had no idea about it, like I didn't know anything about Fallout
Right.
going into it. I knew like the small things here and there, but not knowing anything about the world. And for a show to make me want to get back into video games and like
That's
play
pretty
it
good.
and actually like enjoy it, and now like want to dive more into Fallout stuff. That's pretty impressive.
And I guess there's a lot of hidden lore that
There's
people have been
tons.
talking about
There's tons.
that's in the show too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's been like I guess someone did something with the map and actually
Yeah.
like plotted out
Yeah.
the actual vaults on an actual map.
Yeah, because they show the hole in the back on one of the scenes in the end of the series. They show
Yeah.
end of the season. They show the map of America with all the where the
vaults
are.
Yeah.
They don't show like how they were divvied up though. So that's the other thing is like you don't know who got what, but you know that where the Lucy's vaults
Yeah.
are like in Santa Monica. So you're assuming they got California, like that part of the world, but that part of the country. And you know that Vault-Tec was also in Boston. So you kind of can start piecing it a kind of bit together, I guess. So that's the other thing that people I've seen online are doing now is like Josh was saying, like mapping out like who had which vaults and everything. And
Yeah, yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to give it, Brian?
I'm going to give it a 9.
It's a good show.
Yes. And 9, I mean, listen, a 9's still good.
Yeah.
The only reason I go 9 is a part of me is like, man, I wish it was a week to week.
Yeah.
I'm excited for season 2. I think it looked fantastic. I loved all the characters. I really had a hard time rooting against Kyle MacLachlan.
I know you would. That was the one thing I was
like,
like, oh, Brian's
"Don't
gonna.
be
I didn't want to
bad."
say. I didn't want to say anything to you about it because I know your love for Kyle MacLachlan.
I
and your
didn't want
Twin
to.
Peaks love.
It was so hard.
that like when that last episode, and I knew it was coming. Like you kind of sense it as the show's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on. And then when they unveiled that he's like the big bad, I was like, oh, Brian's gonna hate this.
Well, he's not really the big bad. But
Oh, he's the big bad. He's the big jerk.
He is.
He blew up a whole town just
Yes.
because his
Yes.
wife decided to stay up on the surface and like stole the kids back and like brainwashed them so they don't remember it.
I didn't even watch the show, and I've just seeing what I've seen. I was like, ooh, he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Well, we know where he's going.
Yes.
Also,
you gotta watch the show, Josh. You'll like it.
Mark, you know what? Not going to say anything, but when you get to the end of Fallout 4, yeah. I kind of feel in the Fallout world, he had to make a choice. I don't think he's a bad person. He had to make a choice for the betterment of his people. And I think that's what the game and the show shows, that each faction thinks they're in the right. They think they're doing the best thing.
Vault-Tec's plan.
And you have to kind of pick who do you
mean,
think is doing the right thing here.
Not for nothing. And I saw like a thing yesterday. I was watching the guys I watched that review, the previewed guys that watch the shows and stuff, and they were watching it. And they were talking about after they watched the episode, and it was like you think like Vault-Tec came up with like the best, like not enough to say the best plan, but a pretty good plan. Like just wait it out. You kind of have the lower level people coming back alive when they're needed, and then like basically checking in, and if the world's still the disaster like it is, then you kind of just like keep the upper management people away until it's back to a place where they could take over and dominate, and then that's what they're going to do. So
Well-
they just wait it out.
I also find it funny that we have The Boys and we have Fallout. Both shows tackle what happens with big corporations
Yes.
and what they do. And then I said to Allison this morning, I go, isn't it ironic that both shows are actually on a streaming service run by one of the biggest corporations?
Yes, running
in
by the
America?
biggest corporation in America, which is basically what they're talking about.
Yeah. I'm like, this
Yes.
is basically Amazon in a nutshell.
Yes.
We're going to make it so we close
So you can do
and
anything
buy
at
out
one
all the
place,
stores.
one-stop
so you have to
shop.
come to us. Vault Tech.
Yes.
Oh, we know the Fallout might not happen, so what are we going to do? We're going to make
We're going
it
to make
happen.
it happen so we can have a business model.
Yes.
If we're going to sell these vaults, we got to have a reason for the vaults to be sold.
Exactly. That was a great scene. The whole
Yeah.
show was great.
Yeah.
Um,
But yes, it's very hilarious that those two shows are on
yes, yeah.
Amazon.
And they're
of all
very
places.
like anti-corporation.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They go at they
Yeah.
they show the evil side of a corporation, and then you
Yes.
know, we have Amazon. Anyway, I find it funny.
Although this show has made me playing Fallout 4, made me weary of the Super Duper Marts.
Yes. Yes.
Which I don't know if I'm supposed to be weary of the Super Duper Marts.
Well, usually ghouls are in the basement of whatever you're going into.
But yeah, so
I like how they put
found
dog
like a
meat.
Super Duper Mart, and I was like, oh, I'm not going in there.
He puts dog meat in the cooler.
The Nuka Cola cooler.
And then Cooper finds him
Yeah.
later on, and it's like that's very they played it out so well with all the even when he was hacking into
well, it's
the
because like you
computer.
transfer. It's like I think it's like what I'm assuming 76 is like if you like decide to hide things in a cabinet somewhere.
Yes, you can.
Someone's gonna come along and find
Yes.
those things.
But
Whereas
in-
in Fallout 4 you don't have that because
In Fallout 4, you
don't have
can-
that problem. You could basically
can
just
hide
find
your
anything,
inventory and something,
anywhere.
and it will be there.
it'll
And
be
you-
there forever
Yeah,
because no one else is gonna go back there.
So I found that funny.
So I have
also,
like little stashes all over the place and stuff.
the hacking. I'm sure you've done hacking.
I'm not good at the hacking. It's
It
like
was-
there's no intuitive way of figuring out the hacking.
The hacking is cool, but in the
Yes,
show
they did that.
He
kinda
did
thing,
that.
yeah.
I thought, I'm like, that's
Like
pretty
I did a
cool.
couple of them. I'm like, there's no like hints. Like how are you supposed to just guess this? There's no like sneaky way to figure it out.
The hacking thing, I think you have to. Is it you have to spell out words?
You have to like pick a word,
Yeah.
but then if you pick the wrong word, it just says like 0.
But you
if
can
get
put
closer,
your
you
perks
put like 3.
towards hacking, so it becomes easier.
Yeah, so I just gotta work on
You
that.
can do that.
I'm really good at the lock picking.
Yes. Oh, the lock picking.
That's my favorite.
Yes, yes. You feel the
Yeah,
controller
yeah.
shake. Yeah, yeah.
Well, they don't do it on the Xbox. On the
Well, I can't remember. There's a little rumble, right?
Xbox
Because you can
doesn't.
feel
It just get like a noise.
You hear that click.
Yeah, like a
Okay.
clicky noise, but it doesn't do anything at the controller on the Xbox. Rex X doesn't have the rumble. So.
It does have the rumble.
I know, but not for that though.
I thought it did.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I just remember it felt good when you did it, though.
I bet it does feel good when you do it.
No, you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah,
when you
yeah,
unlock.
yeah,
Okay.
unlock it, yeah.
Anyway, Fallout, fantastic show.
Yes.
Shogun's next on my list.
Yes. And also, I think yesterday, I haven't watched it yet, the season finale of X-Men. Or the next,
Do we have one more
Yeah, one
episode?
more. But I think
Next week?
yesterday's was pretty epic, I heard. I haven't watched it yet.
Me neither. I am caught up where you are, though. I did watch the last
The
episode.
Captain America episode?
Yes. I thought it was a good one.
Yes.
It was great that they kind of, like, I actually thought
Rogue
this...
goes rogue. That's what they should have called
Oh,
it.
my God. Rogue did go rogue.
Yes.
The episode before that, I thought was kind of boring. I was like,
It was the setup episode.
I get it, but
Yeah.
it wasn't my favorite. I was like, it's all right.
Because I guess like the 7, 8, and 9 are like a 3-part
Yes,
thing. So
yeah. So tonight and then tomorrow, next
yesterday.
week, yesterday
Yeah.
until next week. So maybe I'll just wait and watch them back to back
I don't know.
because we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Well, when does the show drop? Wednesdays?
Wednesdays.
Oh,
So you
then we
see it,
won't.
yeah.
Then we won't.
Yeah.
Anyway, X-Men's been great too.
Yes.
I have been enjoying
A lot
it.
of great TV out all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
Yes. Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Mark. Is there anything we need to hit on before we hop in? Because we're already at the halfway mark.
I don't think so. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that. We recorded 2 episodes of
ETV.
ETV recently.
Yes.
We had Rare Turkish, and we had the folks from Attention Rebellion on this past week.
Well, they were fantastic.
They were both amazing.
Yeah.
Both edits are ready to go.
Nice.
Since Attention Rebellion was in, I've had a slew of bands reaching out all of a sudden.
Really?
Because I guess they've connected with all their friends down in the New Haven area where they're from, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So a lot of a huge fluctuation of bands wanting to come on the show. And it's like, I feel bad because I keep telling everybody, it's like, we're booked for the rest of the year, so maybe next season.
Yeah.
So there's a laundry list of bands that are waiting to come on.
By the time they get on, they'll be broken up. So
I mean, it's crazy. Like I've like thought about it. Like I basically could do this every other week, and I'd still have enough bands.
Yeah.
That's how many bands are out there.
Yeah. It's a lot of
But
work.
it's crazy. It's weird to know that there's like the scene is there.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't, before we started doing the show again, I had no idea that all these bands existed.
And they're fantastic.
And it's crazy to
I
find
listen
like
to
all
them.
these bands that are out there. It's nuts.
They're all in my rotation.
Yeah.
Almost all the
and
bands.
there's a Spotify playlist. So if
Yeah.
you're into Spotify, search it. It's
What is it?
I want to say the EQTV playlist.
Okay.
There's a Safe for Work, SFW, and just the regular one, alumni.
I am working on getting, I know on Apple, I have Apple Music, but you can create, they call them radio stations or whatever, but you can create a playlist and post it so anybody can listen to it.
Yeah.
So I am going to try my best to do that.
Okay.
For
Yeah, because I don't know how that
For
works.
ETV. So
Yeah.
we'll have a Spotify and eventually
Yeah.
an Apple Music one.
Yeah, we got Spotify ones, so they're out there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh, let me see if I can do that on Apple. And I know people do it. The only reason I know it is because like I'll type in like soundtracks or something, and because the soundtrack isn't on there, people have
made it
curated one
out of-
from all the
yeah,
songs
that are
from
in the
different
movie.
albums.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, okay, if someone can do that, maybe I can do this. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on
As long as they're all on Apple Music, they should be able to.
that. Yeah. I mean, so far they are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Mark, I sent you something.
Okay.
what happened?
I don't want to explain it, but I guess AMC has their popcorn bucket for May the 4th.
Oh my goodness.
There's a May the 4th popcorn bucket.
Yes, and
gotta
it's
Google this.
pretty
Right
epic.
here.
Oh, it's an R2D2?
Yes.
Now, is this, do you have to, here's my question. Can we just go in and buy one, or is
You got to
it,
find an AMC.
I haven't investigated it fully, but
Closest
that's
one's Plainville and Southington.
oh.
So I'm
Plainville, that's about
assuming
a
it's
40-minute
for
drive.
the Acolyte stuff and the re-release of
It's
Phantom
for
Menace.
Phantom Menace this weekend.
Phantom Menace is because it's what the 25th or something.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is nuts to think about.
I know it's old. No,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
know.
Because I remember I was working at KB Toys when Phantom Menace dropped. I saw it 3 times that weekend. I saw it at midnight. I saw it the next morning. I saw it Sunday. And I was trying my best to persuade my brain that it was a good movie. I was in denial because I was so happy there was new Star Wars.
it wasn't bad, but it wasn't
great.
Yeah, it was yay Star Wars and okay.
It, I like to find something good in all Star Wars I watch.
It's an R2D2 popcorn bucket and sipper. Returns to AMC for Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Wow.
And
That's
honored
so
the
cool.
25th anniversary for $49.99. You can order
$50?
this combo R2D2 vessel
Holy crap.
that comes with a large
Brian, look how
drink
big it is though. It's
and
like
popcorn.
it's
Yeah,
it's
I
literally
know,
like
but-
this big.
25 is like wow because it's just going to sit there, but $50.
Here is a picture of someone holding it. That's how big it is.
That is big.
Yeah.
That is big.
It's literally like, I will show it on. I'll put it in the...
It's actually two. It's like
Yeah,
if you
it's
put
huge.
if
It's
you put Slimer
There's,
on top of
there's
each other,
somebody sitting down holding it.
it's the size of a small child.
Yeah,
It's the
It's
size of a
huge.
small R2 that you would get at like
like
Disney.
yeah, it's like the one you get at Disney
It's like
that
when you get at Disney, yeah.
But like because it holds a whole, I think it said it
A
was
large popcorn
large
and a large
popcorn
drink.
and like 32 or 60
A
something.
large drink in its head and a large popcorn in the body.
Yeah.
In the
I
back.
gotta
That
ask
thing's
Mark.
huge.
Hold on. Here's the big question, Mark. Are you going to drive to AMC to buy? Can you buy it online? I think that's the big question. I want to.
Oh, they'll be on eBay for like $100
I'm not
because
going on eBay
those.
for that.
I wouldn't be surprised. Sadly, I would not be surprised if there's not already people selling them on eBay.
Well, because they're like it's a re-release because they actually sold these during Rise of Skywalker. So they're re-putting them back out again for the Phantom Menace.
I don't know. It is cool.
So ask the question, Brian.
Are you going to go to AMC and purchase one of these for $50?
Would you say Plainville?
Plainville or Southington? But
Yeah.
you're already in Southington.
Weren't they
tomorrow, aren't you?
I was in Southington
Won't
last
you be
night.
in Southington tomorrow though? For
No, we're not. We're not doing it. We're not going back down there because it was in a brew pub, and Friday in a brew pub is probably going to be insane. We couldn't do what we wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
So probably I think the XO Center is doing
Okay.
a watch party, so I'll probably just go there. If you want to explain to Brian what I'm talking about.
Well, I was about to. That was going to be my next thing to transition into, so that's why I'm looping it in. But if you were going to Southington again, I would just give Josh the money to buy it for me. Well, because I know you'd be in Southington, so you just have
no,
yeah, you'd do that. For me. But yes, I would definitely drop $50 for an R2 unit.
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like if it was like at a local theater,
I just dropped $80 on the pod racing diorama from Lego.
Oh my god!
It's part of the collection. I have the other ones. I got to keep the collection going. I can't.
Was AMC?
I don't mind
was AMC the Dune popcorn bucket
yes.
too?
Yes.
Oh god.
Yes.
AMC's got the corner of the
AMC
market.
does popcorn buckets right, as they say.
Yeah, they do.
But I'm assuming if they're having some kind of popcorn bucket, the other ones will have a popcorn bucket.
Probably something a smaller scale.
Yes.
Which I'm fine with.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk hockey at all, or just go?
No, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, because I was gonna turn it to you because the Wolfpack, surprisingly, won their first round playoff series against the Charlotte Checkers, which they weren't expected to win.
Wow.
They actually ended up winning it 2-1. Is that what it ended up doing?
Yeah, it was 2-1, and they had to play all games in Charlotte.
All games in Charlotte because of just scheduling and such.
No, it was
Bad
AHL
Bunny
logistics.
was in Hartford too.
It's
So
the
they
AHL's logistic plan.
Well, also because I think
save money.
the XL Center was actually had
Being
things
used.
going on, so
Yeah.
they like Bad Bunny and other things were happening. So,
Yeah.
but now they're in the second round, and they
Yes.
just started last night
Yep.
against the Providence Bruins and
Wow.
won 4-2.
Wow, man, they're on a hot streak.
Yeah, so
That's pretty cool.
yeah, so they play tomorrow in Providence again,
Yes.
and then
They come
in Hartford.
It's
next
because
Wednesday?
of logistics.
Well, because again, the XL Center, it's graduation
It's
season.
graduation time.
And I remember back when I was working at the XL Center, this was my busy time of year
Well,
because
to
I
see
literally had
well, and
7
also,
different colleges that would
Right.
use XL Center for graduations.
Exactly.
Providence is having the same issues.
Yeah.
Because they have Providence College and URI and some other things that
Yes.
graduate there.
Yeah.
So they have Wednesday and Friday of this week.
Yes.
The XL Center has graduations all next week except for Wednesday and Friday
Yeah.
of next week.
Which is why I think the XL Center is smart. They do that every year. They don't book the Wednesday, Friday of this time of year, knowing that there might be a.
Well, I also
possible-
have I also think it's holdover from circus stuff because they would usually
Circus
have
delay.
No, they used to have the Ringling Circus.
Ringling Brothers used to come
Used to go to the XL Center for like a week.
Don't they?
even
put up a
back
big
when the
tent?
Whalers were here.
No, that's the Circus.
Yeah,
Delay.
even back,
Circus
even
Delay.
going
Right.
back to the Whalers, there was Whalers playoff
That's
games that had to
true.
be played at other buildings.
That's late May though.
But it's still like with the NHL back
Yeah,
then.
no, I remember that
Even
was-
then, they had to
But I even
move
remember
playoff
back
games.
when we would get to back when I used to do the camera there. If we got to the Eastern Conference Finals, like that time frame, like late May, you start getting into. They start having to deal with
Yeah,
like
scheduling.
circus scheduling.
Right. Yeah.
Well, because there was a few
The
times
circus
where
still goes to the XL Center, right? Or they stopped doing.
no,
that?
they were shut down during COVID,
Yeah,
and then they did everything because now they don't have animals.
they don't bring the animals. Yeah,
So they've done
That
sort
used
of
to be
a
not for nothing. Having elephants.
Oh,
the
God, the
circus
smell.
is terrible, and I'm glad they stopped doing that. But turn your mic off, Josh. Could you get that echo from us if you don't have?
I
it
was
on?
going to interject, but
Yeah.
okay.
No, what I'm saying. Working in that building around the time of the circus
I remember.
is literally the worst experience ever.
I do remember
because
when I
you just
used to go
smells
in
like
and help.
barnyard.
When I used to do stuff when you couldn't make it.
Or I think of one time you came with me because they needed an extra. They needed a camera person.
But it
and
was.
you
I
filled
remember
in.
there being a smell, and there's
Yes.
hay,
Yeah.
and there's dirt, and
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's like right before.
Well, yeah,
right
because
after.
they would house the elephants down there for like a week,
Downstairs. Yeah.
and
I
it was
remember.
awful.
It was.
Yes.
And so now,
Although I will say the one thing, I know this is not like PC to say or anything nowadays, but back then it was an experience to be able to see an elephant that close up, like in person,
Right.
like in front of you. It's like no matter where you see an elephant, it's an experience. Like even
Yes.
in Disney when you go to do the safari tour or any of that stuff,
The Big
or
E.
any place
the
you go
Big
to
E
see.
still has
Well,
the
that's
elephant.
terrible. I don't even like we can't even walk down that part.
no,
of the Big E.
they don't. They don't have them anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
They,
All right.
No, like
We got to go into wrestling.
Yes.
No, I
We're
know,
running
no,
out
but
of time.
we're just
Not to intro. Not
no,
to
no. But I'm
put
just
us to
saying
botches. I know they
that's
got rid
why Cirque has its own thing, and they have a tent
Yeah, they put
down
that
in
up
the lot
by the
where
by,
they do their
Meadows.
thing now.
Yeah, I know they got rid of the
By the
elephant
Xfinity, they
at
put
Big
that
E.
out there,
I
yeah.
know.
No, it's not even in Xfinity. It's in the lot.
No, I'm saying, but
That-
out that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's by the highway. They built
Yeah,
stuff.
they always do that.
But
So
yeah,
to go
for
back,
years.
congratulations, Wolfpack, for
Wolfpack
kicking
still in the
butt.
playoffs.
There you go.
Yeah.
We went
Sorry,
a long,
Long and
way.
short of it.
we went on to a tangent.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
All right.
Now it's time, and I'll do my quick intro. It's time for the Geekonomics Wrestling Challenge Backlash Edition. Backlash is this Saturday from France. France in your pants.
Now, it's at
So it's
1.
gonna 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday.
Unfortunately, I will not be watching it live.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to. That's the advantage of having
Right.
the
Peacock.
Peacock is that you can watch it. You can cock it whenever you want.
What I'm going to do is,
It's also my anniversary, so I'll not be watching it live either.
right, Saturday morning, I will watch Friday night show, and then I'll save
Yes.
Backlash for Sunday,
Yes.
because that'll be my Sunday
Because
afternoon.
surprisingly enough, I've survived 5 years in marriage. That means Claire's been able to put up with me for 5 years. So kudos to her
Kudos to her.
for being able to do that.
And congratulations on your anniversary. Has
Yes.
it been 5 years?
It'll be 5 years Saturday.
What? It feels like everything just happened.
Yeah.
It feels
Well, there
like,
was a pandemic in there.
I know. It feels like
I say it's like all the
just got
time.
married.
It
Yeah,
was like-
COVID.
you just got
COVID.
married.
There was
we
like
lost.
2
We
years.
lost.
There was
we
like
lost
2
so much
years of
time
lost-
during COVID.
The last
Yeah.
2 years. I feel like I just bought my house. Everything's falling
Yeah.
apart now, and I got to fix everything.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
I don't like time. Can we just pause time?
No.
I would like
it's
to.
impossible.
I want. Please pause.
Anyways, back to Backlash this Saturday
Yeah.
in France.
I think as we're going through each one, we can talk about what has transpired in the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
Because I don't want we learned from last time. We're recording, right, Jake?
Yes.
Okay. We learned from last time. We did a whole long thing.
You did a whole long thing.
We all three did.
Brian mostly.
No,
All three of
we
us
definitely
did.
had like full on
All three
breakdown
But it was also
discussions
Brian's
of
first
what we
time
thought was
talking
going to
wrestling
happen.
in
of us. I
depth,
was
so he
very
really went into it.
excited. But
All right, but anyways,
let's
going
keep
into
it
it.
concise.
All right.
Let's keep it brief.
Speaking of keeping it concise, first picks. Your first match we're going to talk about is a tag team matchup.
Yeah.
Again, we're going to do the non-championship matches first. There's only
Yes.
one, supposedly.
And we're getting extra points for the champ. 5 points? Are we
No,
doing
2 points for
champion?
championships, 1 point for non-championship
And
matches.
this is the first event for us leading up to the next WrestleMania.
Correct.
And we're doing seasons sort of thing.
Yes, we're going to do a couple in a row, and then we'll end that season, and whoever's the winner of that will get an extra 5 points towards their final.
Total. For WrestleMania.
Yes.
And you're
So we're doing NASCAR playoffs.
Yes, basically.
Mark's going to
yeah.
keep track of it all, and
Yes.
you can keep track of it at home if you choose.
Or you can join us as well on Facebook. Just let us know you want to be a part of it, and we'll.
Brian,
include
stop
you.
staring into the void.
Just stop staring straight ahead for some reason. Yes, you're staring at the TV screen like that's a camera.
I don't know why I do that. I hate
anyways,
that TV screen.
Like we were saying, the tag team matchup: Randy
Yeah.
Orton and Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga.
Now this
Brian, who you got?
Okay. The last couple weeks, this has been super interesting. This is the bloodline has been taken over by Solo. He's pretty much
Yes.
intimidating everyone out of the bloodline but him. And he's brought in
yes.
Tama.
Roman's off making a movie. Jimmy was hurt, so
Yes.
by process of elimination, Solo is now the de facto leader of the bloodline.
Right. And man, this is a tough one. This is a real tough one. I'm actually really invested in this storyline. I'm really enjoying it.
Okay.
It's been really fun.
Great. Who you picking, Mister? I want to speed this up.
Well, why'd you make me go first? Okay, here, hold on.
Because I know if I don't, you're just gonna be like,
Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. I feel like this. If we go on track with what happened last time, I kind of feel like we're not ready for Solo to go down yet. I think Solo is going to win this. Yeah.
So Bloodline.
Bloodline's going to win.
All right, Josh, who you got?
Bloodline.
I as well pick the Bloodline. My reason you're picking the Bloodline is I think they're going to cheat to win.
Oh yes.
By introducing a new member to the Bloodline on Saturday. I think the other member
Fatu?
will be announced.
Yeah.
Will appear.
Interesting.
And cost Randy and Kevin the win.
Right.
Next match we got up is the Women's Tag Team Championship match. It's the Kabuki Warriors of Kairi Sane and Asuka up against Bryan's favorites, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Josh, who you got?
Jade and Bianca.
All right. Bryan, who you got?
Another storyline I'm loving, and I'm going to go with Josh. It's going to be Jade and Bianca. During the thing that just
Draft?
happened. The draft.
Draft. Yes.
The draft. Whatever just happened. The draft.
The Kabuki Warriors got drafted to Raw.
Yes. And these guys
Are still on SmackDown.
still on SmackDown.
But the Women's Tag Team Championship can float because there's only one.
Yeah, that's the only one that floats
I really
technically.
these two make a great pair, and like I said, I think Jade is her status is going up in WWE. I think they're going to win this because I
So
think
your picks are Bianca and Jade, correct?
Yes, I
All
think
right,
eventually
moving on to the
Jade
next
is going to be by
match.
herself. Eventually.
Good Lord. I also picked Bianca and Jade for a clean sweep. All right. Now on to a match which is rumored to happen. It hasn't been officially announced yet. I'm assuming it might get announced tomorrow night.
Okay.
Because I hinted at it last week. It's the WWE Tag Team Championships. A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, versus the Street Profits from the Pride of D'Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. Who you got, Bryan?
You know what? This one, I really have no opinion about because I just
Well, you have to make one. You have to
no,
pick
I know,
one.
but story-wise, I really don't know where this is going. I'm gonna guess A-Town. Down
Okay.
Under.
Josh, who you got?
I'm gonna go with A-Town down. Just it doesn't make sense for them to lose it, other than them pissing off Triple H. But I'd say it's gonna stay with them.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for points, I'm going to go Street Profits.
Wow. Yeah, you know, their storyline right now, I kind of feel like it's kind of still being baked. It's
Yes.
kind of fresh, so it's
Yeah.
like really hard to tell where they're going to go with it.
Yeah. All right. Next match we have up is the Intercontinental Championship. It's champion Sami Zayn up against Chad Gable and Big Bronson Reed.
Now, only one winner out of the three.
That's how that works. So we're going to go with Josh first. Who you got?
Sammy. Why? It makes more sense to piss off Chad. I have a feeling Chad will win, but something will happen that the ref didn't see it, and just to add to the lore of him being pissed off.
Okay. Bryan, who you picking?
I've become a new fan of Sami Zayn. He's the Robin Williams of WWE.
What?
He looks like Robin Williams with the beard.
He doesn't, but that's okay.
Okay.
Anyway, I know I'm weird. Anyway, this whole new storyline between Sammy and Chad after Chad was training him
Yes.
is really good. Reed in there, I feel like it's just like something to be pushed in there to make it a little bit more complicated. I go with Josh, even though I want Sami Zayn to win it, and this is not for the belt, right?
It is for the belt.
It is
It's for the belt.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're really pushing the narrative with Chad. But Sammy just won it, and he still is played as the underdog.
Yeah.
So this is like
That's why I said I could.
Oh my God,
I
this
could
is
see
such a hard
something where
one.
Chad like pins Sammy, but the ref was taken out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
You know what? I'm going with Josh. This is a heart versus head thing. Sammy, of course, I want to win, but story-wise, I think having Chad win it makes it more interesting. So I'm going to go with Chad here, even though
Oh,
I
you're
don't.
going Chad Gable.
I
Chad
said
Gable.
Sammy.
Oh, you did.
You said Sammy.
I said it was going to be one of those things where Chad thinks he won, but like the ref isn't there, or Bronson does something, and then, but Sammy still ends up winning after that.
Yeah. You know, I they're really pushing it for me. So I'm going to say Chad, even though I don't want him to win. I think he's going to win
All
it.
right, I'm going Sami Zayn. I tell you why.
I hope you
but
guys are both
I want
right.
to speed this along, so
I
I'm
want to
not
be
going
wrong.
to.
We're fine.
We still have some time.
We're
not.
actually doing good on
but
time.
we still got 4 more matches, and you
I
got
know.
at least 20 minutes per match to talk about.
Oh
No,
my God!
no.
Stop.
That
We
was
got
Make a
maybe,
decision.
You
Come
know-
on, Mark. That was maybe like 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, we're doing really good. We actually have 20
Don't
minutes.
don't antagonize him.
No, but I'm just saying we don't have to get into like long conversations, but at least a little bit of info.
Right.
I know. I'm just-
It's nice to
just
have a
fun
little
harass
lore
Brian.
about
Okay,
it.
now shut up, Brian.
All right. Next up, we have the Women's World Championship match. It's the champion, Becky Lynch, versus Liv Morgan.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
Who you got, Brian?
This is going to be a great match. I'm looking forward to this one. I think we were robbed with
I'm
Becky.
so astonished. I'm so astonished that you're this into it already. It baffles me.
I am so
From a guy who literally
he
2
went
years
from,
ago.
He went from
so
not
in.
caring.
I cannot
he's
tell
not
you.
caring to being fully invested.
I
you-
cannot.
are
I
you
cannot tell
not
you. No,
amused?
stop talking for a second. I cannot tell you how many times this man, literally and figuratively,
Poo-pooed wrestler.
poo-pooed and berated me for watching wrestling.
Never berated.
can't
How many
believe
times
you
have we
watched that.
invited him to
Never
stuff
berated.
or
I can't
talked
believe
I
you
about?
watch
never
it.
berated you.
I can't believe you watch it. It's so stupid.
I never
I don't know
berated
why.
you.
My brothers watch it and my grandfather watches it, but I don't understand why they watch it. It's stupid.
I
it's
never
dumb.
berated
I don't,
you.
I don't
Never.
understand it.
He didn't
You know,
berate.
I never
He
berated
didn't
you.
berate, but he would be like, "Why are you guys talking about that?
I don't
That's
understand why you guys
boring."
like it so much. It's not
No,
that great.
Actually, Mark, you never really talked about it. in
Because
front
you
of
would
me.
always be like,
It's,
I
I,
wasn't
don't know why he's
into it.
wrestling.
There,
It's
Ryan,
dumb.
All right,
there
all right.
was definitely a time where Tony and your other
Nick.
brothers, Nick, were talking about it at either a show or something. I want to say it was
at a Memorial Day party.
or a Memorial Day party where
Yeah.
you're like, oh, "Why you? That's so stupid. Why
It's
do
so
you even
dumb.
care?"
It's so stupid. I don't know why you guys watch that.
All right, why are
No,
we're
but I just
wasting
think it-
time
now all of a
talking
sudden-
about this?
now
I
this
just
guy's
think
like-
we think it's amazing that you went
Now,
from
like literally in like not even a
Went
year,
from,
not
I
even
don't
6
care.
months. He's so deep into it now. You've like dove full on into this, and
we're
it's crazy how
happy
like
about it, Brian. We're
you're
just so
like-
surprised.
We're wasting all this time talking.
I know, but we're
This-
just saying
this goes back
we're
to-
we're in shock. He
Okay.
went from not caring to being this invested.
know the
It's
Liv
this is
impressive.
going to be such a good match.
You
I
know,
know.
shut up, I know. You know the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour? Last year,
This is
I
the
said to
Ryan Revenge
myself,
Tour.
I'm going to do and try things I normally would poo-poo.
Stop looking into the void.
Stop looking at
I
the-
would have an open mind and not into the void. I hate the monitor. It's distracting me. So,
Who are you talking to? Who do you
I'm
think you're
not-
talking to?
He's,
I
looking
don't
at the
know.
monitor.
he's looking at the camera
I'm
in
look-
front of him,
Yeah.
not the camera,
okay.
not his camera.
All right. Listen,
There you go. That's all we ask.
Listen, Mark.
It's all we ask.
I
You.
already
Look
said
at
this
the
a million
camera
times.
Or look
that's
at the
there
camera.
I listened
in
a million
Mark.
times. I listened a million times. Last year, I started watching the pay-per-view events.
Yeah.
That was it. I was
I
watching it,
know.
and I was just watching it in the background
I
while
know.
doing other
I
things.
know.
Because I was like, man,
You missed a lot.
it could give me something to talk. If I got into it more, I can talk to my grandfather, my brother, and we can steer the conversation away from politics
Or other things.
or
yeah.
other things that we shouldn't be talking about dinner.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
And honestly, once I started watching Raw, I don't know. Once you find a couple
It's
wrestlers
a
you're
male
into,
soap
it
opera.
builds up. Yeah.
It's a male
You
version
got
of soap opera.
sucked into the lore.
Yes.
It's like there's a lot of storytelling going on there.
And it's a great distraction for an hour and a half. And it's a
Or-
lot of fun.
For you, it's an hour and a half, but for most people, it's 3 hours. So
Yeah.
it's a lot more time.
Well, I watch it on.
I know you watch it on Hulu, so you get all the cuts taken out of it. But
Yeah,
for
but anyway.
us other folks, it's 3 hours of day we get to turn off our brains.
Yes, my attitude towards wrestling has definitely changed. I agree, and I was totally wrong. I really love it. And
We're
I
happy,
think,
Brian.
and I think you, Matt Ryan, and my grandfather, and my brother, it made me want to invest more.
Yeah.
Also, when we went to Blink-182 last May, you and Tony were talking about everything.
Yeah.
And I felt so lost because at that point, and I only watched a couple of the pay-per-view events, but it made me, I'm like, man, I want to be part of this conversation.
I want to be cool too.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways,
Who do you
back to the
pick?
match.
I'm so glad we wasted 5 minutes.
Becky
on
No,
it.
but it's good.
versus Liv Morgan.
Okay. Let me go back.
You have a Becky Lynch shirt.
Yes.
You don't
Man.
have a Liv Morgan shirt.
No. And I would never get a Liv
No,
Morgan.
because it's not gonna. It's gonna be all ripped and torn and have like angst on it.
Yes.
I have a man hat.
I think Becky Lynch is going to win it because she's going to keep her title. Also, I want this match to be good because I feel like we were ripped off WrestleMania because she was sick. It wasn't the best match.
Yes.
Also, she just won the belt at Monday Night Raw.
Yes.
There's no way she's going to lose it. But I feel like this is going to be another one of those matches where maybe someone doesn't get pinned, but someone jumps in.
It could be. Backlash is always a weird. I will say Backlash is always a weird show because it's literally the first within a month of WrestleMania usually.
Yeah, we're
And it's
into
like
the-
a lot of these champions, you're not gonna just pull the belt off them instantly like that.
No.
And especially with things like Becky, where someone got hurt and then you had to put the belt on her.
Right.
It's a setup show, as I call them.
Yes.
So,
I
There's a
think
lot of-
Nia Jax comes in and does.
well, Nia Jax, I think, is involved in this match. Now I think about it,
Huh?
I want to say Nia Jax is involved in this match. It hasn't been announced yet, but I think she's involved in this too.
Well, she has.
she is involved in this.
You know what? She's one of my favorite
recognize that.
wrestlers to hate. I think she's fantastic. at
But
what
she's
she
going
does.
to SmackDown, so that's the thing. So that's the
Yes.
thing they're playing. It's like if she wins, she takes the belt. She has to stay on Raw because she can't go to SmackDown.
Well, no, they said everything goes in place.
I know,
on
but if
Monday.
she wins the belt, she can't move
well, she's already
because
been.
that belt's assigned to Raw, so she has to stay on Raw.
Well,
like Cody had to go to SmackDown because he won that belt.
yeah, Nia Jax is not winning a belt. There's no way.
Well, not this belt though.
No. I think Becky Lynch wins this, but I also feel like this is going to be a very interesting and fun match. I
Yes.
feel like some interruption will happen, but I think Becky Lynch keeps her belt. Yes.
Yeah. All right. And I'm not even sure if Nia's involved in that match because again, that was one of those matches that's not fully announced yet. It's not on any of the WWE stuff. That was like a match I found in the ether net of stuff. This match is announced on the WWE website. The women's championship match. The champion Bayley.
Hey, Mark, you didn't give yours and you didn't ask mine.
Oh, Becky Lynch.
I was going to say Becky, but to set up more of the revenge tour.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I figured that's who we were saying. So that's right.
Yeah.
All right. WWE Women's Championship match. Champion Bayley.
Did you say Becky or...
I said Becky.
Okay, I didn't
We
hear.
all did. We all
Okay.
did.
Just making sure.
Sweep,
So,
Bayley versus Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton, otherwise known as Tiffy Time.
Tippy time. This is going to be another big one.
They can all be big ones, Brian.
They're all big ones to me.
It's all
well,
really
two big ones at least. Hey,
Oh, hey now! Wow!
Inappropriate.
Wow!
Inappropriate.
What is this? What is this?
Who you
What,
got,
Don
Brian?
Rickles over there?
Don Rickles.
This
Ronnie Dangerfield over here. What the heck? No
This-
respect.
No respect. No
this,
respect.
this
Tippy
match
time.
has been building up, especially after what happened at SmackDown and at Raw. Tippy time has been happening all over the place.
Tippy time. It's Tippy time all the time.
Yeah, all the time. Tippy time. I'm waking up with Tippy time in my head.
Best lines ever said during a show was this past Monday when Pat McAfee asked Michael Cole what time is SmackDown, and he goes, it's at Tiffy time. He's like, no, it's 8 p.m. Eastern time. On
This
Fox.
isn't SmackDown, Cole.
It's like, you know, don't be such a Mark Cole. Jeez.
I feel like Bailey is. I think Bailey and Naomi are gonna go after Tiffany. I think they're gonna team up on her. Bailey's gonna keep it. It's too soon for her to lose this belt. but it's going to build up the beef for the next big pay-per-view thing.
Yes.
So you know what though, it would be interesting because they have been building up Tiffany time. She's been everywhere. Can you imagine a world where Tiffany does win the belt and this is kind of like the new storyline?
I think it's too early, but you can pick who you want to pick. It's just points.
Bailey
All
keeps
right.
it. It's too early.
All right. Who you got, Josh?
I was thinking the same sort of thing. It would be like maybe Damage Control comes in and
They're on
tries
Raw
to,
now.
No, I know, but to just try and piss off Bailey or get back at Bailey for something.
Yeah.
But I still see her winning.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Like you said, it's the whole thing with Backlash. It's too close.
Too close.
So
It's too close
I
to
would
the
But
say
it's also called Backlash. So
It is.
something.
It used to be the Backlash days because they used to be like all the rematches from WrestleMania. That's what it originally started as. I also have Bailey winning as well, so sweet there.
Sweet.
World Heavyweight Championship match, the Raw Championship, as the kids call it. Champion Damian Priest up against main event Jey Uso. Get your yeet on.
what?
Who you got, Brian? I'm going to you first.
You're gonna make fun of me because I'm gonna say this is another big one.
Oh, he was already
knew it.
putting his head
I
in
was
his
already-
hands.
I knew
Like,
it.
another big
I
one.
preempted.
Empty big one.
I thought,
We need a T-shirt that says another big one.
This is another big
I know
one.
we're gonna have to get a Geekonomics shirt that has. That's
It's another big one.
With like a wrestling ringer in the background.
It's another big
Without
I'm
many
gonna-
shirts the Wolfpack Booster Club have now, anyone can have a
I'm
T-shirt.
gonna get it.
Right.
We're gonna start making shirts.
So, this is a big one because Damian Priest and Jey Uso. Man, I think Jey Uso deserves the belt.
I feel Brian's gonna yeet all over himself
Yeet.
I'm
No
eating.
yeet.
I'm eating all day long
from the windows to the walls.
to the wall. Man, I feel like the audience wants this, and every time. I mean, you don't see anybody else
Eating all over the place.
eating all over the place. Jey Uso eats.
a lot of yeets.
I think people want this. I think they're going to give it to him. This would be criminal if Jay does not win this match. I think he wins it. I think Jay Uso.
All right. Who you got, Josh?
This is tough because I would love for Jay to win it, but with all the stuff they're setting up with Judgment Day being losers, it doesn't make sense for them to also have their
Champion.
lose.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I'd say
I know.
Damien.
I
keeps
agree.
it.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So you got Damian Priest.
Yeah, Damien.
I agree with both of you. I feel like either or could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
I feel like the Damian Priest losing is too early at this point.
Yeah, because you're sort of killing
And
the
You're
momentum.
killing the momentum there. And Jay is just Jey Uso. I think he's just
People love him.
a big act, so he's just
Yeah.
gonna be big no matter what anyway. And I feel like something will happen here that will cause.
Do you think the
Jay to
bloodline will show
lose.
up?
Something will happen. Not sure how, but something will happen.
Yeah.
And Jay will be cost the victory, either a Drew McIntyre or somebody getting involved somehow that will cost him the win. So I'm gonna go Damian Priest.
Are
to
we
take it
missing?
down.
Isn't CM Punk and Drew McIntyre?
That's not
No,
a
he
match.
hasn't. He hasn't officially.
They're
he
not
hasn't
cleared.
officially come
CM
back
Punk's
yet.
not cleared.
He's on show, but not wrestling.
That'll be SummerSlam probably.
Because they're building that up
Yeah.
after what
Yeah,
happened
yeah,
last
yeah.
Friday.
Although I will say, the Jey Uso segment from Raw just reinforced my dislike of the Kansas City Chiefs and why I will never root for Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, when what's his name gave Logan
he's-
Come
Paul.
on, Mark. They were It was all a setup,
Well,
Mark.
no, come to find
if you
out.
listen to Pat McAfee, it was all a
They
setup.
gave
Well,
Logan
no,
Paul
it's
the
because
rings.
Pat McAfee is not Pat McAfee, but Patrick Mahomes
Yeah.
is an investor in Prime. So
Oh,
Prime,
there you
the
go.
brand, like
It's Logan Paul.
forced them to connect the two together, so that way they could
Well, they're
promote Prime.
friends. They showed up together. They're buddies.
No, but they are both owners of Prime.
Yeah,
So there you go.
I did love Pat on his show the other day. Where it was like marking up, going, no, Pat knew that he was giving Jay time to
Yeah.
get up, and then it's like, yeah, it's just
No, yeah. it's-
I loved Jey Uso's face when he saw that he punched the right guy. And they put it in
Yeah,
slow
when
motion.
JD's
and
down.
he was just like this. He was like,
Well, I mean, how can you miss that dome?
"Did you see the mark on his
That's
face?"
so fake. It was so
I
fake.
know.
It was so overly done. It's like that. We never make that.
Oh yeah,
dome
it was super makeup,
But
but,
even
still, it was
it's like
hilarious.
JD McDonough's dome is. You got a giant. He's a human bobblehead. That guy.
Well, Mark, this you pick.
I picked Damian Priest.
Okay. us talking about this goes into this last match because I have a question for you. But I'll let you do the.
All right,
do
our
your
final
thing.
match, which who knows if it'll be the last match of the night, but it's the last one we're picking. The WWE Universal Championship. It's the champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, up against the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
Now, I have a question, Josh, or you can answer this.
Okay.
We just saw Cody Rhodes take on a newcomer from NXT.
Carmelo Hayes.
Yes. Now,
He's not really hurt.
my question was,
Okay.
yes, he really played up the arm thing.
Yes.
And the announcers did not really, I don't remember them
They didn't
saying-
mention it.
They didn't mention it. Was he really hurt?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
They're playing it up.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when the announcers bring it up, I feel like that's a little bit, they know what's going on.
Yeah.
But they didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
And he seemed generally like he,
I might have just.
he
He might have
dislocated
just.
his arm.
banged
I think
his
he
arm.
tweaked it,
He might have
not actually
tweaked
hurt it.
when he felt. 'Cause he did feel kind
He
of
did
awkwardly.
his move. He did his move.
Yeah,
and
but
then after
before that, he felt awkwardly before that on his shoulder, like
Yeah.
he like might have
Yes.
been he got a shoulder pointer kind of
I
thing.
feel like he really hurt
jammed
himself.
I don't think he hurt himself to the point where it's like affecting him.
I get that because
Just in that match, it might have been like a bad.
I
bump.
feel like he was really hurt.
Like a
I don't
bad
know.
bump,
I
like a
don't know.
stinger.
I think that's
Twisting
the
an
great thing
ankle
about
type of
wrestling.
thing.
You don't really
That's
know.
what they call it, a stinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you fight through
Not
the
that
pain.
stinger, but stinger.
You fight through the
Now,
pain.
also, just to go, Rhea Ripley had to give up her belt.
Yes.
She's still going to be on Raw, but she's going to be out for like 3 months.
Yes.
But because she was not part of the draft
No.
at all.
No.
But they're saying she will be part of Raw.
I thought that was interesting that she
Yeah.
wasn't even listed as part of Judgment Day.
Well, no,
Yes,
because
I
During
know,
that
she
draft.
wasn't.
Because what they do is they, if you're injured, are not available to be drafted because it's not.
Oh, because technically you're on IR.
you're on IR.
But
so
they
you
made a
can't.
big deal about Roman Reigns pulling himself out of the
Yeah,
draft.
because he's not technically injured. He's just
He's making a movie.
not around.
He's making
So
a movie,
You
yeah.
can't really draft someone who doesn't exist. right now.
But man, I really feel like oh god.
We didn't even talk about during the Liv Morgan thing. Come to think about it now, the whole Liv Morgan Dominic stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
Did you even get to see that on the Hulu
What?
when they were interviewing?
Oh God, who was it? I can't remember who they were interviewing, but they were in the background. I can't remember. Was it Chelsea?
No,
No,
no.
I can't remember.
They were interviewing somebody.
Was it SmackDown or Raw?
It was on Raw,
Okay.
SmackDown, because it happened this Monday.
Okay.
It was during the draft. So Liv walks out of a room farther down the hallway. Then later on in the interview,
Yes.
Dominic walks out
Yes.
and
Yes.
follows her down the hallway.
Oh.
So I think they're setting up that she's going to steal Dominic away from Rhea.
Oh no! You know what?
There's a new mommy in town.
New mommy in town.
revenge tour. They're breaking
She's
up.
going to take everything she ever everything she
Yes,
loves, she's taking
yes.
from her.
They're building this up.
Yeah.
We're
Because I think the plan is to break up the Judgment Day.
I have a feeling that's what my
They're
thought
slowly
was. They're
doing
gonna
that.
Judgment Day's gonna go away,
Yes.
and the Alpha Academy will take that spot basically.
Yeah, but it's not going to be the Alpha Academy that we have now. I
No,
think
it's
that's
gonna be
gonna
something else.
Like the Creed
But can-
brothers will be teamed up with.
Can you
Jet
imagine
Evil,
Rhea
but-
Ripley comes back and it's going to be her and Liv Morgan?
Yeah,
That's going to be.
yeah.
I think Liv Morgan's
Well,
going
that's
to end up with
what
the
more of the
belt
revenge tour
Yes,
stuff.
but by
Yeah.
then Liv will have the belt. But I don't think
Yes.
it's going to happen right now.
No,
but
we got
it'll
3
happen
months.
In a couple
We
of
got-
months.
we got a while.
Yeah, a couple of months.
To go back to this.
But yes,
To
this
this-
match that we are talking about now: Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles. Who you got? Joshua,
Cody, go.
Brian.
Cody. There's no way. It's too soon. He's too popular. He's too big.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. But this is going to be a great match yet
It's
again.
gonna be a great match because I think it's also one of AJ's probably last matches.
You think he's on his way out?
I think he's gonna.
I
retire soon.
unfortunately I think he's on. He's been dealing with injuries a lot recently.
We also said that this is going to be his last contract, and his contract's I think up
Yeah.
in like the next 3 months.
Hmm.
So
He's kind of part of the old guard.
he's not really not WWE old guard, but he's been around. For
He's
a
been
long
around
time.
for a long time.
Yeah,
like
he
other
because
companies and such.
he was on TNA way back in the day.
My
Yeah.
kind of dream for AJ Styles is for him to. I don't want him to see him leave WWE, but I also want him to leave WWE and do like a farewell tour, like go back to New Japan.
Oh,
and go to TNA and
'Cause
like do the
almost
different
who did
things.
that? Someone else did that recently, where they went in
Sting kind of did it. Sting kind of did like a...
He kind of, but like I could see them doing like because he wasn't Ring of Honor ever, was he?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
So I could see him possibly trying to do a.
But that'd be like an AEW thing, and I don't know if he'd do that.
But they have guys on Ring of Honor that aren't AEW at all.
No,
so,
they're all AEW employees.
Are they now?
Yes.
I thought
AEW owns ROH.
Oh, I know, but there was like a couple of like. Well, no, because
no, they all have to be
they're
AEW
all,
employees to work for ROH. Yes.
So the draft happened.
The draft happened.
Obviously, you can go online and check out a lot of interesting stuff.
Dijak is coming to Raw.
We were
Donovan
wrong.
Dijak from Worcester, Massachusetts.
We were wrong about one thing. NXT is still going to be NXT, and they're going to draft upwards.
Well,
they're not putting any of the big players downwards.
So here's my thought on this. I had this thought while the draft was happening. I
yeah.
mentioned this to Claire on Monday, and I'm like, well, if you think about this, they could wait till October. Or even in September, like early fall time. And what if they decided, since NXT is moving to CW, and they're going to make it a third brand?
Yeah.
Officially make it a third brand.
But it seems to be a third brand anyway.
No, but I'm saying...
It has its fans.
Yes. But I'm saying, like, make it like a same tier level as SmackDown Raw. What if you did an expansion draft?
I don't think they're going to.
I was thinking that.
In NXT,
I was thinking something
and
along
Raw
that
and
way.
SmackDown can only protect a certain amount of wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the NHL or any other pro league does when the expansion draft happens, you can protect certain people.
Because there is,
and then you leave certain people available for NXT to pick.
There is a rumor.
NXT's allowed to have like so many rounds, and they could pick from each brand certain wrestlers
I feel like
that could be taken to move over to NXT.
I understand what you're saying, but I feel like NXT, just watching this draft for the first time, NXT is the minor leagues. But at the same time, though, you see the energy in that room, and for the people coming up, that's an exciting moment for them.
Yes.
And I'm excited to see these new wrestlers,
yes.
to be honest with you. And I think it's cool. So I feel like NXT is kind of like I don't think it's gonna. Maybe you might see someone pop in now and again, but I feel like they have their own little club.
They do.
Probably feels good.
But I
to
feel
have
like
that underground
with them moving
feel.
it to the CW, and the CW spending a lot of money to get it, and that they think that would be the plan that they're going to go with, is trying to do some way to get, because the people that were supposed to be like was talked about NXT moving to NXT from Raw and SmackDown during this draft, that ended up not happening.
There was no movement.
Yeah.
Really.
So
I don't think that's the purpose of NXT.
I think there's a chance to not
place.
like, but it's also like a lot of wrestlers. I don't know if you've caught on to what was going on, but like Baron Corbin was down there for a while, and he kind of like reinvented himself.
Yeah.
And now he can come back up to be a different character.
Right.
He's gonna get repackaged on SmackDown. Natalia's been down there for a little while now. Chelsea Green just went down there this past Tuesday.
Well, Chelsea Green's part of the tag team.
But I mean, I feel like that's what they're going to use NXT for, is like the place where you can like wrestlers can be sent down or sent over to NXT.
Like a baseball league, you can someone goes down
to get
to the
like
minors,
a rehab assignment kind of situation.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like that's what they're going to use NXT for, because NXT there is a show on Peacock called Level Up, and that's where like the very, very, very new people appear before they even get on NXT. So I feel like they could kind of like slide that down a little bit and make what NXT is now kind of on Level Up, but then also combine it with what they have now, because there's a lot of guys on there that are a lot of wrestlers on there that are close to being coming up but not totally up yet.
Yeah,
but they could still send some lower level wrestlers from the main roster over there to be in that group that can still kind of like, that have gone through NXT already but have come up, and then what their ideas and what their characters came up as didn't really work out. So now they send them back down, reinvent them again, and then bring them back up again.
It's a breeding ground for new upcoming talent.
Yeah.
And I think like people might like, people who watch NXT probably are like, they probably get excited when their favorite wrestler is moved up, because you can say, I watched them win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's still going to happen, but I think with the advent of how the new world is happening in WWE coming this fall, with Raw moving to Netflix.
Right.
Which means you're not going to have it on your terrestrial TV every week.
Yeah.
So you're only going to have 2 shows from WWE on television, NXT and SmackDown.
Right.
So to keep it running or popular, you're going to want to populate it with wrestlers that people know.
Yeah, but
when they first start up.
where's NXT airing right now?
USA.
And I'm sure it's doing well, right?
It's not doing great.
but I'm sure.
But if you're moving to a new brand, a new channel.
USA to WCW?
CW.
Seems like a step downwards to go from
Well, you're
USA
moving to
CW.
like antenna television, which is actually kind of a move.
But we all know
You have more eyes that can
majority
see you.
of people are either streaming for the most part.
Yes.
So we know that.
Yeah.
But I think NXT maybe. I think you have a point. I think eventually you could see some.
They would
wrestlers.
definitely make it more interesting than
Yeah.
move to the CW if you did like that expansion draft idea and like they were able to pick
But I
players.
kind of
from,
feel like they're not going to do that in the middle of a season. I feel like.
But
that
why
would-
not? That's what they do in sports. They start off, they come in and take other players.
I feel like it might be too. I think that would be something they might talk about next draft next year.
Maybe.
You know, I don't
There-
know.
there is also rumors now. It started after Hall of Fame
Yeah.
that they might be trying to start up another brand because for some round they think they have enough people, I guess.
No,
But
that's
there's
what they're
also been a
doing.
rumor that ECW might come back because they
That was a random. I heard that, but that was a
Yeah.
thing that someone put out a new logo, and like they like talked to the W. They're like, no, that's
Well, because
that
there
was
has
just
been
someone
talk
made a
of
logo.
Paul Heyman literally just
No.
taking it back over. No,
No,
there was
it's not
like
happening.
other talk of it.
Yeah, no,
not
it's
like
not happening.
I'm not saying there's like hard evidence.
I know. I'm just telling you something.
Yeah,
But anyway,
but it's
Well,
we're
I
wrapping
think-
the show up.
Yeah,
'cause it's
and-
already we're getting.
no, I know. Just
weeds
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
People have all stopped tuning out. It's not just 3 idiots just random rambling about nothing.
Well, anyway, Backlash is this Saturday.
Backlash this
I'm
Saturday.
excited. There's a lot of great
It's
matches.
going to be a very big show.
This is almost bigger than.
It's going to be a lot of big
WrestleMania.
matches. A lot of
really,
big matches.
really big shoe.
I want to make this T-shirt. We're going to start selling this. We're going to make hundreds off
This
this
is
T-shirt.
going to be a big one.
It's going to be a big one.
So I'm going to hand this over to you, Mark.
Yes.
You're going to keep track.
I will.
And next week,
Next week,
Monday,
Monday,
we will be talking about.
we will talk about it. We will be back to talk all things Backlash and everything else that's been going on in the 4 days since we've been here last time.
Oh man.
So we'll see you back here on Monday for more of exciting discussions about the biggest matches from the biggest places.
The real big ones.
The real big ones. And as always, be safe, be well, be kind.
And rewind. See you next week.
Bye, everybody. Happy anniversary. My love, Claire. And good night, Rocky.
It was so awkward
I was going to call her nickname, then it didn't work. Then I was like, I can't call her nickname. That'd be weird.
because people were like, "Who are you talking to?"
Who are you talking to? So I had to say her real name.
All right.